Thought Dynamics, Part 2. Evolving from Thought to Awareness. In the talk entitled Thought Dynamics Part 1, Thoughts and Energy, we touched on the idea that thoughts radiate energy, and that the radiation given off by thoughts may persist well after the thoughts themselves have ceased to be. The stronger the thoughts, and the more well endowed they are with pranic energy, the longer they are likely to persist. Many people are becoming more sensitive to energy, and the energy of thoughts, places, and people. And as they do, understanding the dynamics of thought becomes more relevant. The amount of energy emitted into our environment through anthropogenic activity has increased exponentially over the last 130 years, from the first radio wave transmissions to the advancement of the technology that we live with in present times. In addition to our human endeavours, many wisdom traditions indicate that we live in a time of fundamental change, a change that involves humanity understanding that everything is energy, everything is interlinked. Some wisdom traditions forecast a great expansion in consciousness, leading to the overlapping of dimensions and communication using thought, not just with other human beings, but with spirit guides and elemental beings. We know from the Earth's geological record that change can happen in a physical sense, but we know little, if anything, of the energetic changes that accompany such shifts. I am suggesting that we could be looking at a shift in the energetic template of the way life lives on Earth. Even if one does not believe that such a fundamental change is happening, this talk is designed to help anyone who is sensitive to the energy of others or who is having trouble managing their own thoughts and maintaining balance between body, mind, and spirit. In a nutshell, I'm going to suggest that thought has to give way to awareness. Awareness is achieved through controlling our thoughts and emotions. We can then discern between when we are being affected by the energy and thoughts of others, or when it is our own thoughts that are running amok. We are learning how we can then take responsibility for ourselves, our thoughts and emotions, rather than being perpetual victims to them. The natural state for a human being is to be relaxed, thought-free, calm, and centered. The natural feeling of the body is one of well-being and of feeling alive. Anything else you feel is not natural. It may be normal, but it is not natural. Pause for a second. Are you in a natural state? Is your natural state your normal state? The process of thinking takes one away from the natural state. It can disconnect one from the good and underlying feeling of warmth, positivity, and creativity. The aliveness one feels when in touch with the earth, or the feeling you get when you're with like souls. It is not natural, although it may be normal, to have emotional pressure or disturbance within you. But connection to the natural state is something that is easily lost at this time, when we are bombarded each day with information, with other people's thoughts and opinions, with the effects of upheaval, climatic, economic, social, and any other unfolding events which challenge our sense, our idea of reality. With all the challenges associated with modern living, it is more important than ever that we have a mechanism, a method or a way to help us to return to that natural state. There are many methods you can use for grounding. This particular one links to the breath, and it's designed to ground oneself and protect ourselves from the thoughts of others and ourselves and the energies underpinning these. So then, how might this approach work? Because the truth is, you can't learn how to stop thinking. It has to be done continually in the here and now. It is an internal adjustment rather than anything external. Fortunately, we already have the tools that we need. Anchoring one's awareness through focusing on the breath is ideal in the sense that breathing is an ongoing activity in the here and now. Breathing into the belly re-energizes and realigns the body's energy fields. Good posture is also helpful, and we want to allow our energy to flow through our body and beyond. We should visualize ourselves as beings made up of energy fields. Fields for our physical, mental, emotional, etheric and astral bodies. So, start by bringing one's attention into the body. Focus on the hara point. The hara point is known by many names. It is situated just below the navel, the belly button. It is an important seat of power and balance, and often referred to as the second chakra point. Connecting with the hara grounds us, relaxes us, and helps to restore our chi, or our life energy. So, become awareness from that place. Breathe in and out from the hara using the diaphragm. Breathe naturally, gently, softly and effortlessly until you become peace. Keep focusing attention on the lower pelvic diaphragmatic breathing, and eventually one's energy field becomes correctly balanced. Anchor each breath. You can press together the thumb and the middle finger of the right hand to help anchoring the breath. Repeat as many times as is needed. Reinforce the process until you attain unconscious competence. If you find your awareness straying into thinking or an anxious state, repeat the sequence. The process is ongoing. Keep at it. This is a straightforward method, but one that reminds you that the work is constant. Because what if you catch yourself thinking? If you catch yourself thinking, that's good. If you recognize that you are thinking, because the moment you catch yourself thinking, you are free of thinking. You have given yourself some space and separated yourself from it. Otherwise, you would not have noticed you had been thinking. Allowing any emotion, such as frustration, anxiety or anger, to rush in immediately starts you thinking again, and you lose your detachment. Once again, you are in the vicious circle of thinking. Once again, you are taking yourself away from the natural state of being. We might also consider that we put ourselves under unneeded pressure when we seek perfectionism or are critical of ourselves. Our need to keep ourselves so structured and in control usually stems from deep-rooted, unresolved emotions and experiences that we've neglected to sort out. Over time, the lack of dealing with our stuff causes a disconnect within our mind, body, and soul. To be able to function in a more evolved state and communicate through thought, we must have resolved all our issues. We must be in balance emotionally, for this will affect our subsequent thoughts and actions. Unresolved issues and associated emotions will prevent us moving forward. They will cause energy blockages, ultimately leading to problems with the physical body. In Chinese medicine, we have grief and insecurity associated with the lungs, fear and anxiety with the kidneys, hysteria with the heart, anger and depression, polar opposites of the same energy, associated with the liver. Illness is our teacher because it is indicating that we have to rebalance ourselves. Anyway, back to where we were. The trick is not to let your emotions fuel your thinking. If you listen to yourself, you look inside your body, and you feel an emotion, i.e. perhaps an energy, don't begin to think about it, but just feel the pressure of it. Monitor it. Consider a scenario whereby an emotion leads to frustration, something that might arise because you think you have failed in something. Tell yourself you have not failed. Do not feed that emotion. Keep listening. Keep feeling what is going on within the body and stay in the natural state. Stay in the moment. You have to be in your body to feel what is going on. Feel the good under and around the confusion. When emotion begins to stir, use your intelligence to feel its presence. Don't think, just feel. Develop awareness through feeling. Be still and feel the pressure of the emotion. Use your intelligence to monitor. No force or effort is required. Becoming aware of the mind-body-spirit connection can be the most powerful tool in fostering life balance. It is through this connection we find strength, love, inner peace, courage, wellness, and we can be whole in the most important areas of our lives. When one is out of balance, the others are affected. Disconnection and imbalance can lead us to being uprooted, fatigued, anxious, stressed, and vulnerable to absorbing unwanted energies. Learn to release energy. Do not hold on to it. Then, of course, there is the energy of others. As one develops one's sense of awareness to the energy of one's own thoughts and emotions, you may find yourself more aware of the emotional energy of other people, and you might begin to absorb some of it. Feeling the energy of other people may not always be a positive experience if they are angry, frustrated, fearful, or anxious. To avoid being caught up in others' energies, repeat the sequence for grounding oneself. You can ask for the energy of other people to be cleared from your physical, mental, emotional, etheric and astral bodies. Remember, we are multi-layered beings, sheathed in energetic layers. When we tame our thinking and develop our awareness, we begin to understand that thoughts are energy. We don't have to take on other people's negativity or emotions. Other people's emotions only upset us if we have some of that same energy within us. If we dwell on this, then the effect of their energy amplifies. We need to let go, certainly, of negative emotions and energies. Hopefully, this has given you a straightforward method for grounding yourself, managing thoughts and developing awareness. None of what has been said here is new, but hopefully it is helpful. You will begin to understand that making the transition from thought to awareness is an ongoing process. It has to be done continually in the here and now. The good news is we have everything we need to undertake this journey. Remind yourself that the natural state is to be relaxed, thought-free, calm and centered. Anything else you feel is not natural. It may be normal, but it is not natural. Remind yourself that you are a multi-layered being consisting of subtle energetic fields relating to the physical, mental, emotional, etheric and astral. You are multidimensional. Let go of trying to understand. Trying to understand is thinking. Just relax. You can't try to stop thinking. Trying will make you think. No theorizing. Don't think. Just do it. Bring your awareness to the diaphragm and the hara point. The process gives you nothing to think about, so there is no need to think. If we start thinking, avoid fragmented thinking, allowing our thoughts to dart here and there and everywhere. Avoid allowing energetic vibrations such as anxiety, fear and anger to anchor themselves within our energetic, emotional and mental bodies. Be creative. If you have to think like a god. Bring creative expression into everything. Being creative in whatever activity you are engaged in allows energy to flow. Developing awareness requires one to consciously explore and develop the awareness of the relationship between mind, body and spirit from an energetic perspective. If we consider that we are multidimensional, the real you, the wisdom, does not have thoughts or emotions. The earthly you does. But the real you has to start taking charge. Personality is but an overcoat. Our true selves are radiant. We have to return to this understanding. Who we are exists not just in the body, but also outside of the body. But we can use these ideas to heal ourselves from outside the body and maintain balance in our daily lives.